Welcome back everybody to another F1Manager24 video. This time we are going to be in Canada with a little advice from Zulu Nation. He said to turn my voice up a little more, so that's what I did. Let me know what you guys think, and yeah, let's move forward. This week we will have a brand new wing. This one had the hours put into it, so hopefully it'll help us out a little bit more. We still have a good rear wing and a good underfloor, and we are not worrying about design for at least a little bit. Like I said before, the save was corrupted. We did have a podium and a first place win with Oliver Behrman, and low-key we're trying to just slow that one down a little bit. Because I don't want to be overpowered with rookies because of how good my car is on the first year. Oliver Behrman is doing great. We are still having a race to see who's going to be the female driver. Sophia Flores will have it the first 2 years, so she does have an advantage. However, she is 23 years old with an overall rating of 58. Jessica Hawkins, I don't think has a shot to be in there. I just wanted to hire her. Same with Tina. But Tina is also 17 with a 53. Bianca's 18 with a 55. And Abby's 21 with a 59. So overall rating wise, Abby's obviously the best one. Jessica's 30 with a 52. I just don't think she's going to get it. But maybe possibly we help her build her way up, and maybe she can have her career somewhere else. Malik Isawi is not going to get it at all. Yes, she is 19 with a 68, but she's not a real life driver. But that's what I'm thinking at the moment. She has a development rate maxed out. Like she can easily get up there. Jessica's is average. Abby pulling hers went up to very high. She was average. Bianca went up to just high. She was also average. And Tina is also high. So these three right here are definitely fighting for that seat along with Sophia Flores. Oliver Behrman, however, oh my jeez, I hit the wrong one. Oliver Behrman, however, I don't think I'm going to break his contract, so he does have 3 years. But it really does depend, and I've said this multiple times. I've yet to offer this guy a contract, but I really, and you probably already know who I'm talking about if you've been watching the videos, I really want Logan Sargent to come race with me. I just do. He's a youngin'. He's a 78 overall. He is a lot older. He's 23 compared to Oliver Behrman, who I believe is 19. So, I mean, it is what it is, but I do want Logan Sargent. Hopefully you guys cannot hear the voices outside of my room, but if you can, I do apologize. However, to see where we're going to be here in Canada, let's get to qualifying, and that is where I will see you guys next. Here we are in Q1 watching Oliver Behrman as he comes down the line. Crosses with a 119.6. Sophia Flores, who locked up earlier, she's still going to come across the line because they are on back-to-back flyers. She's going to be 1 second and a tenth. 1.1 seconds. Basically 1.2 seconds behind Behrman. And here comes Oliver Behrman for his second flying lap as he comes across, looks like all yellow sectors, which is very unfortunate as Verstappen takes a pole here in Q1. Still a lot of qualifying to go. Sophia Flores crosses the line, improving in the first 2 sectors, but not in the last sector, so it didn't look like she improved her time at all, which is absolutely wild. Here comes Oliver Behrman once again, yellow sector, so no improving. The rain is a little bit more than it was. No improving for Behrman, and oh man, she is way behind. And honestly, it's not going to be any improvement for Sophia Flores either here in Q1. With 3 minutes left, I don't really see anybody else going out as the rain continues to fall. And with qualifying over, nobody went back out, so we did make it into Q2. Once again, we are doing two flyers back to back. This time we're on the wet tire as Oliver Behrman. He will come across the line to set the time to beat, and that time to beat is going to be a 1:24.4. Sophia Flores behind him. 7/10. 7/10, a lot better than a 1 second point 1/10. We might have messed things up as they are out on wet tires on a damp track, but here comes Oliver Behrman with green sectors and a purple sector 3. He's going to go P1 at the moment. Here comes Sophia Flores. She has 2 green sectors as well. Magnussen, who went out before us, he's probably on the intermediates. He is. He did improve. We go P2 with Sophia Flores. And now to see what the rest of the grid... Oh, you do this button. See where the rest of the grid is going to end up. We are down to P2, P3. Albon improves to P4 over Verstappen. Here comes George Russell, who's sitting P14 at the moment as he comes across the line. And George Russell is going to stay P14. 3 seconds left. I think that's everybody except for George Russell. So we're going to keep an eye on George Russell. It doesn't look like there's any shot at us being eliminated. There's no shot. There's no shot. George Russell does come across the line. He's going to end up going P4 in between Behrman and Sophia. Here comes Oliver Behrman. For once, we're on slick tires in qualifying. The rain will drop near the end of it. So Oliver Behrman coming across the line here to start the time to beat. And that's going to be a 1:11.5 with a flourish 8/10 behind him. And it is going to be a P4, P7 start for both of my drivers. Verstappen, Sainz, and Piastri in the top 3 spots.
This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Away we go here in Canada, where we are starting P4, P5, coming down to the first turn. Oliver Behrman, P4, P7, my fault. Oliver Behrman fighting Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is going to win that. He's going to take P5. Sophia Flores, P4. Oliver Behrman is going to be P5. Sophia Flores holding on to P7, which is a good thing for us as we are going to go ahead and speed things up here. We have 2 people fighting in front of Flores, and that will be Tsunoda and Behrman. Speaking of positions, let's go look at Flores as she's about to lose out to Alexander Albon, and lose out to Alexander Albon she does. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. That DRS zone is a continuation of the one behind it. Who's going to get it? And Behrman, he's going to have it on Yuki Tsunoda. Is it possible that he gets back P5? He does, and he is in front of Tsunoda. And Flo is now back down to, not back down, all the way down to P9 as Norris also gets in front of her. Past him here. As a matter of fact, we're going to give her some ERS with that DRS, put that little combo together, you know what I mean? We love that ERS-DRS combo. She gets in front of Alexander Albon, and now with the DRS still, she can get away from him a little bit. Well over a second and under a second to Norris. As we go watch Flo, she has Perez behind her. Perez is going to get in front of her in the chicane, and down into P8, then she's back down to P9. As we come around, we're going to go ahead and give him that ERS-DRS combo as he gets in front of Piastri for P4, back in his original starting spot. And now he is looking to get back in front of Leclerc, who passed him at the beginning of the race around the outside. That looked wild as he's now sitting P3, looking to get in front of Verstappen as well for P2. And can he do the same thing to Sainz? Not there, no sir. But he isn't sitting, oh my goodness, he's sitting P2 at the moment in front of Verstappen, Leclerc, and Piastri, and trying to get in front of Carlos Sainz as well. Can he do it? He can. Oh man, we probably should have waited because we have this long DRS stretch coming up ahead of us. And Flo looking up the inside on Tsunoda. Tsunoda had to take the off-road to try to stay with the pack, and it's up to P8 for Sophie. But it is what it is. Here comes Sophie to get in front of Perez for P7 as she does just that. Coming up. Oh, I went the wrong way. She got a 2.5. She got a 2.5, sitting P9 now. Lance Stroll, 14 seconds, so she's going to end up exactly where she was. See what we can do as we drop down to P2. putting on the inters. 2.7, so that's not good. Down to P5 behind Piastri, so we definitely should have boxed the last lap. I didn't think it was going to end up like that. Sophia Flores here on lap 41, looking to get in front of Yuki Tsunoda for P8. We're going to give her a little bit of ERS help. And up into P8 she will go to come in as Behrman. He's going to come in and he's going to get a 2.6, which is very unfortunate. And Sophia, we'll look at that in a second. Other people have yet to come in, and we have people on a dry track still passing the pit lanes. So hopefully, Behrman, actually, whoops. We're going to push on him. And we're going to push, at least for this first lap, as Sophia Flores comes out, P11. I didn't see what that time was. But I'm sure we'll see it later. Behrman, everybody, Ricardo just went in. Behrman 25 seconds behind Piastri. Piastri has yet to go into the pit lanes, but Norris does. So that's good. Sophia Flores, I don't think she's going to make any passes to the people that are in the pit lanes now. But we do have a couple more. Norris, I don't think. Perez and Tsunoda's in the pit lane. I can see her getting in front of those two. So she gets in front of Hamilton. She gets in front of Tsunoda. She does not get in front of Norris. I'm sorry, Perez. But she does sit. I'm going to put that back on standard real quick, because that is what it's supposed to be on. And neutral. Behrman sitting P5. He's got a couple of people in the pit lanes. Piastri and Leclerc as he comes down that front stretch. Doesn't look like he's going to get in front of Leclerc. Doesn't look like he's going to get in front of Piastri. But he is right behind Piastri. Yellow flag. And Sophia Flores has spun. And what the heck did she do? She just hit the wall. For what reason did you hit that wall?
And now we've had a crash. Right, we're at turn 9. That's the location.
So here comes Sophia Flores here on turn 9, and she's going to spin.
And that's a tough one to take.
She doesn't even hit the wall there. She hits the wall after she gets going again. What are you doing? DRS zone. Side by side, looking for the inside around the chicane. No overtake there. We are P3, side by side with Oscar Piastri. Behind Leclerc, DRS on Leclerc. As we move up into P2, 11.8 seconds behind Max Verstappen. But we're not only on the podium, but we are sitting P2 at the moment with some lap cars ahead of us. So hopefully they get in front. We can get in front of them and they can hold back the other two. That would be nice and lovely. As front of Piastri in P3. Max Verstappen is going to cross the line and win this race, but here comes Oliver Behrman across the line in P2, so he's going to have a P2 finish here in Canada, as Sophia Flores will come across the line with a P9 finish, and that is double points once again for the Cringy F1 racing team.
Karun, what a brilliant drive we just witnessed there.
What a fantastic result for the team who got everything right for this podium. They deserve nothing less.
It's hugs all round for the team. In fact, they all deserve a pat on the back as well for everything that they've achieved. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Yeah, no podium, but Max Verstappen will win this race. Oliver Behrman gets P2. Oscar Piastri gets P3. Charles Leclerc in P4. Carlos Sainz in P5. Lando Norris in P6. Sergio Perez gets P7. Yuki Tsunoda P8. And Sophia Flores gets P9. Still in the top 10, but drops 2 places from where she started. Lance Stroll finishes out the top 10. That will leave Lewis Hamilton getting no points, Fernando Alonso getting no points, George Russell getting no points, and Daniel Ricciardo in 14th, Alexander Albon 15th, Logan Sargent P16th, Kevin Magnussen 17th, Nico Hulkenberg 18th, Zhou Guanyu 19th, Pierre Gasly in 20th, and Esteban Ocon in 21st, and in last place, Valtteri Valtteri Bottas. Drivers' Championship, 201 points for the leader, Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc sitting in P2, Lando Norris sitting in P3, Carlos Sainz in P4, Oscar Piastri P5, Sergio Perez P6, Oliver Behrman will stay in P7. However, he did outscore Sergio Perez, who is only 10 points ahead of him. So hopefully we can keep that up and move up to P6. George Russell P8, Lewis Hamilton P9, and Lance Stroll P10. In P11, we have Sophia Flores, as she didn't move up to P11, but she is right outside the top 10, one singular point behind Lance Stroll. So that is her rival for the moment. Then you have Yuki Tsunoda, who does move up this week to P12. He is tied with Sofia Flores for P10. And then you have Daniel Ricciardo moving down to P13. He has 7 points. Fernando Alonso only has 6 points all the way through round 9. And then Nico Hulkenberg is going to lead the zero pointers in P15 with Valtteri Bottas behind him, Logan Sargent behind him, and then Alexander Albon, Kevin Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu, Esteban Ocon, and Pierre Gasly sitting in P20. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drivers who have yet to score a single point in this race. As we move on to the constructors, Red Bull leading with 296 points, Ferrari with 270, McLaren with 247, Cringy F1 Racing very close to hitting that 100 point mark. Hopefully we'll get it in the next race. We're sitting P4 with 95. Mercedes sitting in P5. Red Bull, our V-Carb, moves up to P6 with 17 points, tied with Aston Martin. So I guess the jump was because they scored more points in this race. I don't know. Has leading the zero pointers in P8, Williams in P9, Kick Sauber P10, Alpine P11. Looking at the fastest pit stops, Alpine's Esteban Ocon will get it with a 2.3. Cringy F1 Racing Sophia Flores will get P6 with a 2.4. And yeah, that is the leader and our one driver. So if we look at the constructors on that, Ferrari leads with a 185, with Red Bull behind him, McLaren, V-Carb, Cringy F1 Racing sitting P5 at the moment. Alpine moves up to P6, Aston moves down to P7, Mercedes, Williams, Kick Sauber, and Haas leading, once again, the zero pointers. They love leading the zero pointers. That is the end of the Canadian Grand Prix. We are moving on to round 10, finally in the double digits. I know I am absolutely taking forever, and if I'm not mistaken, there is 24, maybe 23. Barcelona's round 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. There's 24. So we have a total of 15 races to go since we are on round 10. And yeah, I definitely 100% need to hurry up and catch up with real life before real life gets back into it. Right now, Mentality Hub is mostly enthusiastic, with Sophia Flores still being the lowest. And we do have a car problem for both cars. Hopefully, none of it is the powertrain. It's all aerodynamics. And it is, yes, that is all it is. So thankfully, we won't have to spend too much money on that, as we are sitting at 6 mil. And we want to make sure that we don't lose out on any more money than we have to. So that is the Canadian Grand Prix. Spain is up next, round number 10. And I need to hurry up. I know. Tell me in the comments how bad you want me to hurry up. Please. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, please hit that like button. If you can't wait for the next one, hit that subscribe button. Once again, I was told to turn up my microphones, and I did. I did turn up my microphone, so let me know if it's too loud or if it's good. I'm sure I'll make my own opinion when I go back and listen to it while editing. But we will see as we see. I did turn it up. I've played online games with other friends. They haven't said anything about it being too loud or anything. As a matter of fact, I play with y'all. This is way too much information. I know y'all don't need to know all this, but I play with one friend all the time. He's never said anything about my mic being too low or too loud. The only time he says it's too loud, and I will show you, is when my microphone is this close to my mouth. Anyway, let me put my microphone back where it was, because even that feels weird. That's where it used to be when I was recording a while back, and then I realized that my microphone is kind of sensitive. I do have a new foamy thing over it. I don't know how loud that was, so I'm sorry if it was really loud. And I'm talking way too much, but I did have another friend who told me he couldn't hear me at all. And then I read that one comment, so I turned it up, and the other friend said that it was perfect. So we'll see. We'll see. You guys, honest to God, just let me know. Just let me know. I'm trying to get better at this in all aspects. I would like to make this a part-time job, just because I would still always have a full-time job somewhere. But I would like to make this a part-time job, 100%, not just for the entertainment part, but a second income would be great. Well, technically, a third income would be great. But anyway, if you can't wait for the next video, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, Spain is next. I don't know what it is you do outside of you watching YouTube, but I hope you enjoy your life doing so, and I will catch you next time.